Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're looking at a truly fundamental, massive macroeconomic shift that is happening right now in the software industry. Honestly, if you work in SaaS, if you buy SaaS, or even if you invest in it, you absolutely cannot afford to miss this. We're talking about the quiet but totally absolute destruction of the pricing model that literally built the modern software industry. And more importantly, we're going to look at exactly what's rushing in to replace it. So let's just dive right into it. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, the era of per seat. Second, how AI breaks the model. Third, 3 new pricing patterns. And finally, number 4, defining your unit of work. Let's get started. To really understand where we're headed, we first need to understand the foundation we've been standing on. So, Section 1, the era of per seat, the foundation of SaaS. Look, for 20 years, really take a second to think about that. For 2 entire decades, the per-seat pricing model was honestly the most successful pricing innovation in software history. It was simple, it was incredibly logical, and it just ruled the market. This is the exact engine that built absolute giants. We're talking Salesforce, Workday, Slack, Notion. It was predictable, it was simple, and it aligned beautifully with how companies actually bought software. You hire a new sales rep, you buy a new Salesforce seat. Boom. It made perfect sense. And this right here? This brilliantly illustrates the core paradigm shift we're living through at this very moment. See, for 20 years, the whole SaaS industry relied on one massive assumption, that value scales with the number of humans using the product, right? Add a human, get more value. Charge per human, capture proportional revenue. The unit of value was the human. But in the AI era, that assumption is just breaking down, and it's happening incredibly fast. Because suddenly, the unit of value isn't the human anymore. It's the actual work being done. So what exactly happens when the work is still getting done, but the humans are no longer the ones logging in? Let's move to Section 2, how AI breaks the model and why humans don't log in. Because think about it, by 2026, AI is going to be doing the work of multiple humans. And if you stubbornly stick to charging per seat, well, you're going to slam into 3 very predictable walls. First, you totally price yourself out of the market. Nobody's going to pay for 10 seats when one AI supervisor can just do the job. Second, you end up capturing only a tiny fraction of the actual value you're providing, which completely ruins your unit economics. And third, you're looking at a total misalignment with your customer's perception. Which brings us right to the massive elephant in the room. Customers are out there right now asking the exact question that every pricing strategist completely dreads. Why am I paying for a seat when the AI is doing the work? And let me tell you, once that question gets dropped in a procurement meeting, per-seat pricing is absolutely dead in that account. Companies that drag their feet and fail to repackage their pricing to answer this within the next 24 months, they're going to be in serious trouble. So, if per-seat pricing is on its way out, what exactly is replacing it? Let's check out Section 3, 3 new pricing patterns replacing per-seat. Now, the dominant new pattern we're seeing emerge for AI-first companies is a platform fee plus consumption. So you pay a flat base fee just for access to the system, the collaboration tools, the data, the integrations, and what that does is it gives the customer budget predictability on the floor. Then you add metered charges for the actual AI usage, tokens, agent runs, specific tasks. That captures the variable value of the work delivered on the ceiling. It's a really smart balance, and companies like Vercel, OpenAI's enterprise tier, and Cloudflare are using this exact model right now to massive success. Then there's the second pattern, outcome-based pricing. Now, this is definitely the hardest one to pull off, but it has the absolute highest alignment with your customer. You literally charge per task completed. Intercom Fin is a fantastic example here. They charge per resolved support ticket. You also see some sales AI tools charging per meeting booked. It's tough because you need totally flawless, reliable measurement and super clean attribution. But man, if you can pull it off, you only pay when we deliver beats literally every other sales pitch on the market. Hands down. And finally, we have the third pattern, the hybrid per seat plus AI consumption model. Think of this as the really pragmatic, conservative middle path. You just keep your standard per seat pricing for the human users who still need to log in and configure things, but then you add an AI consumption fee right on top of that for the automated work. Look, it might not be the most architecturally elegant solution in the world, but it works flawlessly for existing companies. This is exactly what we're seeing from massive incumbents right now, like Salesforce with Einstein and Microsoft with Copilot. It turns the procurement conversation into a simple, incremental add-on rather than a massive, hugely disruptive contract rewrite. So this gives you a crystal clear framework for evaluating software pricing today. If you're an AI-first new entrant, you're very likely leaning toward platform plus consumption. If you have highly measurable, totally undeniable workflows, outcome-based is absolutely your gold standard. And if you're an enterprise SaaS incumbent just trying to safely navigate this whole transition, the hybrid per-seat model is for sure your safest bet. All right, now that we've observed what the broader market is doing outwardly, we need to shift our focus inward. Let's move to section 4, defining your unit of work. What does it produce? Right now, your product probably falls into one of 3 situations. 1, AI is just kind of a nice to have. If that's you, honestly, per-seat pricing is totally fine for now. 3 is the exact opposite. AI is the product. In that case, you must move to consumption or outcome-based pricing immediately. But situation 2, that is the danger zone. This is where AI is increasingly becoming the core value of your offering. If you stay on per-seat pricing here for too long, you are going to absolutely destroy your pricing power, and you'll eventually be forced into aggressive discounting just to survive. So how do you actually make this leap without causing a total operational nightmare? Because let me tell you, surprising your customers with a sudden 30-day reprice, that's a fantastic way to destroy your relationships. But there are 3 pretty safe paths here. 1, grandfather your existing customers with a generous 12 to 18-month sunset period. 2, offer dual pricing tiers so your customers can self-select their AI upgrade when they're ready. Or 3, just bundle AI into your existing plans at the exact same price to quietly gather usage data and then introduce paid tiers a year later once they're already hooked on the value. Pre-AI software could totally duck the measurement question because, well, the humans were the ones doing the work. But in this new era, if you want to price based on the value you deliver, you actually have to know what value your product is delivering. A coding AI delivers reviewed pull requests. A sales AI delivers qualified meetings. So I want to leave you with this final, genuinely provocative thought to take back to your teams. In the next decade of SaaS, your very survival depends on answering this one crucial question. What unit of work does your product produce? Figure that out, and your new pricing model will naturally fall right into place. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.